Okay, pay attention because there may be a test, but that part of it's out of my hands. All I can do is share the information. I want to talk about accountability and why this is so important. A lot of people can just go through their day. Spiritually healthy people are able to um, just maintain a level of personal accountability and discernment and discretion, these type of principles as they go through their day. But not everyone, there are some out there, and I was one of them. I had to learn the hard way, and some of us do. Some of us have to go through that path. And this is a part of my personal story, also attached with some social and political ramifications as far as group and groupthink, um, things like that. But what's important is the attention that the world offers us, right? And pushing all that away and turning that attention back in on ourselves, right? And then we can find what we were looking for. The answer was with me the whole time. That's what I found out. And so the problem with a lack of accountability, personal accountability, is it can become a very useful crutch in your life. And, the blame game, they did this or because of them or because of that, or institutions, people, places, things, outside of ourselves. It's real easy to fall in the crutch of the blame game. And so if this is not checked, if you were to fall in like I did, I grew up in that type of situation where I was, always blaming the things that happened in my childhood on all the way into my adulthood, always using that as a crutch. So it's a very seductive, um, you know, way to be able to do what you want to do and it not be your fault, right? And there's factions in society, or the power structure that want to keep people away from that personal accountability because it keeps people in perpetual cycles of anger, resentment, or expectations of outside of what actually is at times. And so that has the ability to have people fall into that trap, and that's just something that, from my own personal experience, because, that we're not unique, the chronic uniqueness, that's what I call it, right? We all are underneath the same spiritual law. We're all humans. We're all, that's, the one thing we share. The most important part about us is the one thing we all have most in common is that we're human, right? And so, if this were to go unchecked and fester and grow, what can happen is that a person can lose their identity as an individual, right? Because you're falling into, you can lose yourself, right? The quote that I like, that I use is, searching the world, I could lose myself, but once I find myself, the whole world makes sense, right? And so accountability being a core principle of that concept. And so, to me, that was very important. I just wanted to share that part with you guys too. But if there's any type of resentment or stuff that happened in your childhood, or things that happen even recently, it could happen, that keeps you kind of irritable, restless, discontent, or lacking inner peace. The introspective writing is a tool. These are some simple tools that can help to get past whatever is keeping us from really looking at ourselves out of fear, because that's really what it comes down to: fear of change. We've all heard those stories, but fear of the unknown. But once you lose the fear and you get it done, you see the only thing that was to fear was the fear. Everything else just fell away, and it's like, oh, I did the work and I'm good. So that's where grace comes in. If you believe in God and higher power, stuff like that. But so introspective writing, meditation, prayer, these type of principle or these type of tools are very important for uh, getting past, and they are part of the solution to be able to help hold ourselves accountable, right? And also doing the daily inventory. What did I do wrong? What have I, little checks and balances on myself throughout my day or my week is very important, because my job is to honor my life. right? And I have to be accountable to my actions, right? So I can't play the blame game. I can't do the crutches. I can't, because that takes me so far out of myself. And so, like I said, the world and all these mechanisms are vying for our attention out there. Our job is to, take it with a grain of salt, some discernment, use our discretion. And the more personal accountability I have, and the more self knowledge I gain through maintaining a level of accountability and keep myself in check, I understand the process of discernment and discretion for myself. And so those tools are very useful. And I can say, okay, I like that. I see that for what it is. And, oh, okay. And then I check some other stuff, And so we take in and, have like mental and spiritual boundaries, right? But the most simple thing is just to introspective writing, meditation, right? Periods of reflection. These are the tools that really helped me get to that point of letting go, writing about the things that happened to me and just letting it all go, putting it on paper. And it was very helpful. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, and guys have a great day.